Welcome, welcome, welcome. Once again, we're back here live at the High Vibe with Miss Lotus J and the Conversation 5. And what a great evening we have, a great show we have for you. Our topics tonight is communications and relationships, communities and relationships. We have a great team with Dr. Simone tonight. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, OB! Yay!
It's the month of Sunday.
We're glad to see you, OB.
I'm glad to see you too. Glad to see you too. And we have Miss Lotus J, Lady G here.
Hey, y'all.
It's been a minute, man. I'm getting names all day. We have a special guest tonight too, Mr. Christopher.
Only Christopher, like Madonna, Prince, Cher, C.H. Christopher. No last name.
I'll get it down. Mr. C.H., happy to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here. Pleasure.
Yes. And of course my cousin Maze, and what's the new name? I'm just getting that tonight. Amazing Maze. Some like Amazing Grace, but Amazing Maze. Definitely. I mean, I miss you guys. It's been a journey, but hey, I'm trying to work it out, you know.
All right.
And it's going great, Dr. Simone, tell us about your week.
You know, it's just good to see you, OB. You just filled my heart with joy. It's great to seeing you.
Thank you.
I had a great weekend. You know, got caught in the weather, got the sniffles, but other than that, got a little rest because I didn't feel so well. Yes. But I had an opportunity on Saturday to go to an African American reading initiative for young children, for minority children. And you know what? It goes so well with what we're talking about today, talking about community.
Yes.
And it makes a difference if our children are literate. Because if you talk about literacy, it's the basis, the foundation.
Short trip up to Shreveport Saturday afternoon.
No doubt.
And I came back yesterday late afternoon. Met my husband up there.
Yeah.
Traveling back from North Kakalaki.
I hate to stop you. I know this is your show, but you say you met him up there?
Yeah,
y'all had a good time?
Oh, he was
okay,
traveling back
Joseph.
to North Carolina, and he made a pit stop. So I met him up there, spent the night, and then we came back yesterday.
No doubt.
Nice. Had a good, relaxing evening.
Yeah.
And drove back yesterday. It was pretty nice.
Wonderful.
Short little quick getaway.
Beautiful though.
Right.
Beautiful. It's needed.
Yes.
It's needed.
All right. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with Joseph.
Well, my weekend, it was not too eventful. I was having a little issue
Exactly.
with my arm this week, so I was trying to lay low. So I didn't do too much, but every Sunday I always get up and I go put in some work with Dr. Evans on his media. I do media for Dr. Evans, so I do that every Sunday, and it's always
awesome.
It's always a joy to do that. That's it's a blessing to just be able to be a part of that every Sunday. So that's what I did. But had a wonderful day today. Awesome day at work. I was able to stiff on the man a little early and get to the house and come here and try to look as good as I can look.
I know that's right.
Well, did well. Cousin Maze.
Amazing Maze.
I have it by the next 2 shows. Need a little practice.
Wow. What can I say? The weekend was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I actually attended one Toastmaster club and did table topics. That was real nice, speaking. And Sunday, I had an opportunity to give a keynote speech.
Yeah.
So I'm learning how to practice a little bit longer beyond 15 minutes. And I actually spoke for about 29 minutes.
Good.
And that's an improvement. And it was really awesome. I had people to come out. They were inspired and captivated, and I was really excited.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, I got really good feedback on what I did.
Very good.
So I was really happy about that. But I'll be posting that video soon.
Okay.
So you guys can see it.
There you go.
Let me make a comment about Amazing Maze. You know, Amazing Maze, she has transformed from Maze to Cousin Maze to Amazing Maze. And even since the inception of the show, we have really seen her just take off.
No doubt.
And we are so very proud of her as a team.
Yes.
I'm quite sure Epic would say the same thing. I know Lady G and myself and you, OB. And we just want to say, Maze, we're so proud of you. And, you know, we couldn't make it, and Lotus is too, and we couldn't make it. You know, that weather got to me, and I was already snowed, and then everything happened. But we just want you to know that we didn't forget about you.
There you go. There you go.
And we want to say, congratulations.
Get out of here.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Hey.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
man.
That's what you call community. That's both.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, that's so pretty. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
All right.
No doubt. Good looking out. I celebrate.
Put them there. Pretty.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, basically, my weekend went great. I was able to take Saturday off, spend some time with the wife, got out, took the dog to Dallas. We rode to Dallas, and I made her miss church best I could. Sorry to say that. We went to church Saturday night. We had a date night at our church. I've never been to a date night at a church before, and I was wondering, I said, oh, well, what is this going to be about? But it was, we have a pastor and first lady that's very young, and they're about 40, 42, something like that. They're so down to earth, and they had the whole sanctuary decked out, tables decorated, a great meal, cheesecake, salad, and jazz playing. Yeah, jazz playing.
Cheesecake salad.
The lamps all over, and I was like, wow. But anyway, we played games. I never played games at a church before. We played the dating game and all that stuff. You had to tell about what's your spouse favorite, this, that, and another.
How'd you all do?
We got 2 stars.
Two out of how many?
Out of 6.
I know it wasn't on her part. I know it was on your part, right? Tell the truth.
Basically, yeah. But it was close. It was close. I let somebody talk me, and I had her down. She wore a size 10 shoe. He said, no, man, that's too big. She was about a 9. I put 9, and it was a 10. So I looked at him like, and so it went well. But and what really, I'm going to be brief with that. They had a room set up for the dating room. You can go in there 2 couples at a time and do what you wanted to do. And I was like, what? But you was in there by yourself. They had cherries, whipped cream, and strawberries. The whole makeout room.
Wow.
And
Talk about sparking.
at church.
It's all right.
The pastor lady was saying that
It's church.
you all are married.
That's right.
You go in there and you do, And so I had everybody laughing because before we can get to eat, and I said, I grabbed her, let's go. I said, we can skip the scallop. We're going over to the makeout room.
Right. Because you did make that point because you are married and you are in the church and you can do that.
Yeah. And I knew what they were saying. You can go in there and have a kiss and,
whatever.
But they opened it up. I was like, huh?
Right.
So it was wonderful, wonderful.
That's awesome.
So that's how my weekend went. So I was telling her, we ain't got to go to church today. We need to spend some time today, do some things. So, but other than that, that was my weekend. It went great.
All right. That's quite interesting. Maybe more churches will do that.
I wish. It was awesome.
Makes some
I would
connections.
encourage it.
That makes connections with relationships.
Well, yeah, you had to stand up and tell what your wife or what your husband meant to you.
Wow.
I ain't never did that before since the wedding, so
So what did you say, OB? Do you want to
Well,
share
I said, this is my wife, Angela O'Brien. I said, and this is my second wife, The first wife I chose. The second wife I asked God to send me.
Wow.
I said, and so we've been married 7 years and hadn't had an argument yet.
Wow.
I say, so it's very easy being married to her because she leaves, she comes home the same way she left. And she's always patient and understanding and got a listening ear. And we don't even, out of 90%, we agree 90% on everything. So that little 10%, I just look at her. But other than that, it's easy, and I just, it was just beautiful. Beautiful.
That's beautiful.
I think all churches need to do that.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting across from a guy, older couple, he didn't know what to say. And they've been married like 20-some years.
Wow.
And we had to write them a note and put them in their Valentine bag. They gave us champagne, non-alcoholic, in our bags. And you had to write your letter, like a Valentine note, to each one of y'all. Everybody had a bag. And he sat over there 30 minutes trying to figure out what to write. But that's what I'm saying. You'd be surprised of people that have been together. That's when y'all talked about relationships. It fit right in.
And you know what? I think that even with marriage in situations, being married long does not always equate to quality.
No, it don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, it can. In a lot of marriages, it equates to quality like fine wine. It gets better over time. But in some marriages, it doesn't equate to quality just because you've been together 20, 30 years. And sometimes in those situations, they need the fire to go back to those days when they were excited about being married. So I can speak of that because I was married for 20 years.
Yeah,
but it does make a difference. And I'm just glad that your church is doing that. That's great.
Sure.
That's great. All right.
Yeah. So, Miss Lotus J, good to see you. We're here. How your weekend go?
Well,
Night at Brick House. We always have a good time, though.
No doubt.
It's just a place where the grown folks come and play, so we have a good time.
No doubt.
Nice.
No doubt.
We got some great stuff coming up. Y'all can probably catch some announcements under on your next segment. I'll have some announcements of some things we have coming up. But yeah, we all good. I had a great weekend.
Great.
Yeah.
So, would anybody like to lead off on our subjects? Anybody like to basically kick it off on? We want to do relationships first, since we're on that. I have a question with relationships, since it's on me right now. Lady G, this is ugly.
Uh-oh.
If you had to exit a relationship and one day start anew, male or female question, what would you look for different than was in the last relationship? And anybody can answer that question. Just if you were to. We pray that you don't have to. But if you were to exit the relationship you're in now, would you look for the same, or would you look for something different, or would you go back, try to fix what you had? Hello.
Oh, wow.
We'll let Lady G answer that one.
Okay.
You guys just don't realize how good I have it.
Okay.
Mr. Davis is like 1 in a million.
Beautiful.
So it would be hard
Oh, that's beautiful.
to compare. Oh man. I guess I've already had maybe the duds.
Hey, that's what it was, girl.
Yeah.
I guess I made it through that. But I have thought about that. I have thought about, having to start over if something was to happen or something happened to him. But it would be tough.
No doubt.
Because now I'm to the point to where I look for so much more in a man. Things that I'm accustomed to, like him opening my door, pulling out my chair, let me walk in the door first. It's just a gentleman to his heart. If there was someone to come behind him that didn't do that, I don't think I'm just so used to it now.
No doubt.
And and I know there's more to it, to a relationship than that, but those are things that's his way. That's our love language.
No doubt.
That's how he shows me how he feels about me. And he does. He truly treats me like his queen.
No doubt.
And It would be tough for me.
Beautiful.
It would be really tough.
Beautiful.
You know, for somebody to follow that. Because I've been in relationships where I didn't know anything about that. So when I met him, all of this was new, and I was like, wow, this is really, really nice. Because at first I thought it was just, this is just, this ain't real. God really don't do this. But there are men out there that just do.
Right,
and it's a beautiful thing.
Right.
So for me, that would be tough. That would be really tough.
You know, I look at it, you know, as I did say, I was married for 20 years, and I've been divorced quite a bit of time now. And when I think back, reflecting on your question, I would say that I would take the good qualities that I could take from my ex-husband, because he had some good qualities. Okay, not everybody, you know, people are people. We are who we are. He's not perfect. I'm not perfect. But if I had to look at going into the next relationship that's going to be my next husband, because I know God's going to bring him to me. He's going to find me. And so I would take some of the qualities. I don't want to compare the person to my ex-husband, but he had some great qualities, that the chivalry, as you talked about, opening doors. I never touched a gas pump for 20 years. Things like that. I love that. And so, yes, I would like to have someone who would do that. You know, I don't have to worry about my car being filled up. Every week you're going to go put gas in. Every week you're going to wash my car. And I do things for you as well. But the flip side of that, I don't want to be with a person that's just like the person that I was with. There's some qualities that I desire in the next person that comes along. And so God knows my heart, my desires, and so I pray that they will come to fruition, which I believe that they will. So I would say a little of both. And, you know, as I did say, no one's perfect, and you just do. And one thing that people think that relationships have to be perfect, they're not. We're not perfect people. But if we, like you talked about, if you can learn to be in agreement with each other, or if you do have some type of issue, you have a way to work it out, that's what you do. I would suggest that people do that. And then some people say, well, how can you say something, you're divorced? Let me tell you something. That's the best person you can probably get information from, is somebody who has been through it, who has gone through marriage, who has gone through the divorce, because they can tell you both sides of it. It's not like a person who's single, who's never been married. It's not like a person who's married, who's never been divorced. So we can tell you all. So I would say a little bit of both.
No doubt.
Okay.
No doubt. No doubt. You ever say?
Well, I'm still married to my wife. I married her 14 years ago.
Beautiful.
And I can say that when I thinking about that question, it made me think about, okay, there are reasons you're with a person, and sometimes those qualities that person brings, you don't even realize how much those qualities you know, especially if you can get along and you can stay together, how much they really help ease your life, you know?
Exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
I know most men, you know, not most, but some men, they think, oh, I do better by myself. You know, even I went through a phase where I felt like that, but then I had to really evaluate the things that my wife does. She is the best mom to my girls. She's very selfless, you know. She cares more about probably me and my girls more than she really concerns about herself, and those are qualities that I know are very hard to come by. I know that, you know, because like I say, she's the better half of our marriage anyway, because she keeps things, you know, I'm always running around trying to make stuff happen for the family.
Right.
She keeps everything, not only just for my family, but even for my siblings, for my sister, my nieces, my nephews.
Beautiful.
My cousins. I mean, when stuff needs to happen, they go to her because she can make stuff happen. So there's really no excuse for me not to be very wealthy right now, except you know, I just got to line up with the Lord is telling me. Because as far as a helpmate, I really don't see it getting any better than her.
All right.
So I know,
all right.
You know, I got to be on point so that the Lord can bless the union that we have. And we're doing okay. You know, we're not doing bad. You know, I already know I'm supposed to be you know, in the atmosphere and in the stratosphere, and I know as soon as I can get my end together, that's where I'm going. Because she's good. She's good for me, and she's good for our family.
Awesome.
I can't imagine her being replaced.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Mhm.
That's wonderful.
That's
We
all I
need
got.
more. We need more men to say that
Well, you know,
and mean it.
guys will say certain things, but guys, and I'm speaking to some guys,
We understand. Yes.
you know, because sometimes men always feel like stuff will be used against them, or you know, kindness for weakness. You know, we don't always have to be as hard as we try to pretend to be. Because
Right.
most of us ain't as hard as we pretend to be. So, you know, it does help to be able to say, you know, these things, and I know even me, I got to do a better job at even expressing it. You know,
Right.
I try to take care of the family and make sure everybody doesn't need anything. You know, a lot of times that's how us men show love, by making sure we're provided for, you're cared for. But I also agree that we do need to verbalize it more and do more.
What do you think about? You hear a lot of negativity, especially within the African American community, when you talk about the divorce rate. You know, it's over 50%. I think it's 52% now, and the relationships that men and women are having in marriage. You know, a lot of single people are saying, I don't want that. If I had to do that, I'd rather be by myself. I just go to bed at night, get up in the morning, go here, go there. And people don't want the accountability factor. What do you say in regards to men, you know, from a male perspective? I hear of some people, they do wife bashing, you know, and it's sad. And there are women who do husband bashing. So what's your take on that? Because, you know, it used to be that no one could talk about your wife.
Yeah.
You know, a man would just deck you. That's just one of the unwritten rules. You don't talk about a man's wife.
Right.
But then when you have a man who puts his wife down, or you have a woman who's around other women and she's putting her husband down, how do we alleviate that issue within the community, the African American community, or our society in itself? It doesn't necessarily have to be the African American community. What are some things that you all think that we can do that it won't be that way? Because it's almost like it's a norm for some people, and then it's okay. Because when you look at social media, we talked about the other night, they have things on the internet about their spouses. And what is this? What is all this? So anybody have any advice on that or words?
I basically would say most men are traditional as far as my granddaddy. I saw my granddaddy do this, my great granddaddy, my uncles. I think once a man puts him aside and put his woman first outside of God, once he make her his queen, instead of him want to be the king of everything, once you make your queen, and once your queen want to be a queen and want to be carry out the queen job, because some people abuse it, some people take it and try to beat you up with it. Well, you should open the door for me, but are you opening the door? Are you open door quality? You know what I mean?
Wow.
If you never cook, if you never buy me a nice little shirt, or if you never offer, you always want to go with your sister, or you just, I don't see why I have to do all that, because you're not queen quality.
Let me ask you that, though. If a woman is not queen quality, is it still the man's responsibility to still treat her a certain way if he is married to her, regardless of what she's doing, and maybe he could win her over? Is that
the question you're asking me?
Yes, because you could say, well, she's not queen quality. There was something in her in the beginning that made you want to be with her, and it may have stopped. So how do you handle that as a man?
Right.
Yeah.
With me, I'm attracted to looks first. Before I hear you talk, I'm attracted to looks. I'm attracted to lips and hips and all that, shoulders and legs, and I didn't mean for all y'all know.
So that's why when
no. I'm gonna get to that point.
Okay.
My point is communication with that man. To know, a lot of people don't know their husband. A lot of people don't know their boyfriend. A lot of people don't know their girlfriend. Just like I told you about the night I just had at church. They 20-some years, evidently, they don't even know each other. If you can't, you know what I'm saying, quickly know what you like. So to answer that question, to be a queen, she has to know what her man likes. And she have to make him happy with those likes. It comes natural. If you know I like coffee in the morning, get up and fix him a cup of coffee, have it ready for him, For you know it, that's when the new cars come, and that's when the nice chain, a bigger diamond ring when y'all got married, because you're showing queen qualities. I call it queen. That's just my thing.
So who should initiate it, the man or the woman?
When you're dating, a man should tell a woman what he likes in a woman. A woman should tell a man what she likes in a man. And if y'all both work on those issues, it might take a year or two. I think that in time, you know, if he see the way you like when you open that door, oh, thank you, sweetie. Why should he stop? You know what I'm saying? Because he know that gets you. If he know you like little gifts, little flowers on a Friday, why should you stop? And why should you not do the vice versa, whatever he like? If he like going to football games, you ought to pick a football 2 or 3 more than just, we went 1 this year. Maybe it ought to be 2 or 3, you know? Sometimes you say, hey, I found a game I want us to go to.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay. Now you catering to him, you know?
I see us catering to one another.
Exactly.
That's
You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. If you don't have that in a relationship, you won't have queen qualities, you won't have king qualities. You know?
Interesting.
That's just me now.
Well,
The Book of O'Brien.
Book O'Brien, okay.
Because
Because the visual, because I heard you say you're visual, and men are visual. That's why when Adam saw Eve, he said, "Whoa, man!" Right? Woman. Woman.
It's hard to jump out of the chair. Boom. And so I like attraction first. And it doesn't matter about beauty. Beauty is within too. But I mean, I'm attracted to it. No matter you light skin, dark skin, whatever, tall, short, or dark. I'm like, wow, okay. Then now you got me from the door. Now everything else you do wrong, take away from your points.
Okay.
But we're gonna looks isn't everything, and it will fade.
No,
Exactly.
it will.
Beauty fades. And I know that Maze is going to contribute in a minute, Amazing Maze, and Chris too. But, you know, just thinking about the whole thing, you know, men are visual. Women are affective. We are emotional. We operate by how we feel. Men operate by what they see.
Yeah.
So, how do you keep a balance, guys? I'll throw it back over there to you all.
You hadn't had a chance to. Amazing Maze.
Well, I can't really speak too much far as in a marriage standpoint because I'm not married.
Okay.
But what I would say, being single and dating, you have an opportunity to pick and choose what type of person you want to be with or mate you want to be with. And you find those specific qualities that you want and have the standard for that and not back down. And just being in the dating scene, I met a lot of, it's really interesting because, you know, you hear this narrative of there's not any good women or good men. I've ran across a lot of wonderful black men, hands down. Hands down. Very intelligent, chivalrous, just everything, go-getters, everything. But it's just, you have to take your time as a single to figure out what, first of all, you have to know yourself and what you want. And then find that quality that you want in a person you want to be with. And it's a process of elimination. It just really depends. It varies from person to person. So that's my intake on that.
I agree with you, too, on that, Maze. You got to look within yourself and know who you are before you can even start a relationship with anyone else. I totally agree.
And also, too, moving from one relationship to a next without getting yourself together and trying to figure out what it is that you desire. You know, and like I said, and always seeking God. And, you know, and just like us women, we're not supposed to go out and find the man.
That's
the man's
right.
supposed to find.
That's right.
That's right.
So we just need to sit back and allow God to move in our lives the way that it's intended to be.
You hit on the head what I'm trying to raise my finger on what I was but you did. Let me tell you what the biggest fear I've had in women in my little old 50 years. I'm afraid, terrified of women that approach me.
Wow.
I've had, from 7th grade, I had a lady in the 7th grade approach me in the hallway at Southeast and brought me a note, stopped me in the hall. You know, you get in front of somebody.
That's because she looked like he was like 19,
yeah,
20.
She gave me a note and she said, "I like you, Marvin." I said, "Okay." She said, "Read my letter." And as she walked off, I was like, It scared me.
Can you clarify? Because Lady G's over here. Can you clarify? Lady G said a lady. You mean a young lady?
Yeah, 7th grade. Yeah. She was in 7th grade too.
I know you look like Marvin. I know when you were 13. You know, you look like you about 19 or 20 back then. But
So,
I knew what he was talking about.
We're the same age.
I knew what he was talking about. I just want to clarify it for you.
And every day she had a letter from me, and she said, "When can I have a kiss?" I'm like, "Okay."
Wow.
Now it got ugly because she scared me so bad. She wanted me to be her boyfriend, and I wouldn't do it, because I was scared. And she wasn't really my type. She wanted to fight me after that. So she stepped to me and just told me, "You just don't know what I would have done for you. I'd have made you happy the rest of your life."
Wow.
7th
grade.
Well, she looked grown then. She was taller than me, but she was a grown woman in 7th grade.
Wow.
So, but she did tell me that with a straight face, and I was like, I said, "What are you tripping on?" And she just, from that point on, she didn't like me no more.
Wow.
Well,
Probably just spoke to me in our 30s.
well, we have Darius, he's contributing tonight, guys. Darius said men operate on what they think. Men are mental, hence always wanting to make sense and add logic to understand everything. Thank you, Darius, for that.
Yes.
If you want to call in, be sure to call us in 972-882-6146, 972-882-6146. Thank you for that. Anybody want to make a comment? How about that, Chris? You want to give it a shot?
Yeah,
Christopher?
Well, I want to piggyback off something OB said.
Okay.
He said that, husband and wife, they have to, when they're dating, they have to be able to express what kind of woman, what kind of man they like, what kind of woman they like. But I want to take that up to another level because once you get married and you're in a union, you have to make that conversation. What do I like from you, and what do you like from me? Right. Because a lot of times that conversation stops or it doesn't even happen.
Right.
And so you're sitting there, and years can go by, and you could be sitting there looking crazy. She could be sitting there looking crazy because it really shouldn't be any. It shouldn't be any shame or it shouldn't be. But a lot of times it is. A lot of times it's hard to really just say, "Hey, look at here." This is what I want. Regardless of what it is, because your spouse or whatever, or they should be able to say okay and be wanting to fulfill whatever it is. Because if you think about it, the things that we like or the things that we want, if you don't get it, like I said, you're gonna be sitting there looking crazy.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to be looking crazy.
Yeah.
So I think that it's important to make sure that you have those conversations, and also I think it's one of the main things that I think with the relationship, you have to be nice. Nice is almost like a foreign word these days. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even if you just want a sandwich with some cheese on it, even if they say no, just say nice. Well,
Right.
In a minute, or just be even. You could be nice about. Not right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be. What? You know what I'm saying? With that. Because see, a man would be like, "Oh, you can't make me a sandwich." Yeah. But then when your tire don't flatten you on the side of the highway,
Right.
Right. First we gonna say, what happened to my sandwich? Gotta have my sandwich with some cheese on it.
doubt.
I'll be on my way.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, it shouldn't be tit for tat.
No doubt.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, nice is a flavor that's
Wow.
gone.
No doubt.
What-
Go ahead.
Well, one of the things, too, Dr. Gary Chapman talks about the 5 love languages. If you guys ever seen the book, in the bookstore, it talks about people have different things, and I just pulled it up so I can remember what they were. But words of affirmation for some people, others quality time, others receiving gifts, acts of service, and the last one is physical touch. Now, some people if they like gifts, they think that other people like gifts. But some women, they don't necessarily want gifts. They want your time.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I had a situation. I was in a relationship. He showered me with gifts. It wasn't about gifts, but that was his love language. My love language was quality time. I'd rather sit there and we're on the golf course, going on the golf course in cart, because I'm spending the time with you. You didn't have to go buy me anything. So I think it's different for different people. And when you say that to the person, you let them know what your love language is. This is how you know that you need to be in it or not if you're not married, okay, and you're in a relationship. You convey to the person about your love language, what you operate in, and they have conveyed it to you.
Right. That's
And then if you keep telling them the same thing and they don't listen, they close their ears, you kind of know, well, you know, I don't think, I'm not getting fulfilled with this. You know, I'm fulfilled by myself, but I want you to give me some added value if I'm going to be with you. And if you can't do that, why am I with you?
Yeah.
And so some people, they operate in what they're comfortable in, but I think that if you're truly in a relationship with someone and you're in a committed relationship, you have to have this, you have to be sacrificial in what you do. Like you talked about earlier, you have to put something in to get what you want, okay? And vice versa. So, what do y'all think about that?
Yes, no doubt. Like, for instance, my wife is probably listening, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think men around the globe, they don't want you to know their feminine side. You know what I'm saying? I can't pronounce it.
Right.
It's like cinnamon, so it's cool.
So, like, for instance, my wife, Angela, hey, she like to touch me on the butt when I'm not looking. I'll be like, hey, watch out there now. And she be just smiling. I'm like, where you get that from? You know? I've been with her 7 years. She'll do it every chance she gets. I'm like, where you get that from? I'm not used to that. So, I think a lot of men don't open up to their women. I'm going to go ahead and say this too. I hope I ain't too bad on the air, Mr. Lotus. A lot of, I'm going to say it in a professional way. A lot of men save their wives and deal with their girlfriends.
Whoa.
I've been guilty of that. Save my wife. No, I don't want you doing that. Why are you even thinking like that?
Wow.
Don't do that.
Interesting.
But you'll go across town and, hey, look out there now.
Wow.
So, at the age I am now, whatever I'm wanting, I'm going to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to leave home to get my hair braided. You better learn how to braid hair. You know what I'm saying? Get my scalp.
You better.
You better get some nails. So I think if it started at the early age when they say dating, that's when the old people just tell you, you're too young to be dating. You don't need to be, you don't even know nothing. Because you don't. All you know is that that's the way things go. You get a boyfriend. I can't stand what people ask their kids, say to their kids, Sammy got a girlfriend. Don't push that.
Yes.
You don't even be thinking about that. You know, wait till he get up in 7th, 8th, 10th grade, something like that. But because you don't know.
Right.
You know, you don't know. I think before you start really, really, really getting into, well, I'm in love, baby, you don't know what.
But people teach that. They teach young boys, hey, how many girlfriends do you have? How many girlfriends you got? 2, 3 girlfriends? How many? And little girls, they teach them the opposite.
Yeah.
That they don't want them liking little boys when they're too young, or you're fast if you like boys at a certain age, you know, until you've come of age. So I think that's a societal thing.
And I think it has changed now from all that you just said. Now it's just whose popularity and experience. Ooh, well, he's fine. I want to be with him. Oh, she's fine. Ooh, it ain't about no relationship. I think
is that right, Zion?
What did you say?
Is that right?
Everybody else like.
Is that?
Yeah, I'm on.
Is that right, Zion? Is that right? You know what OB just said. Can you repeat it, OB?
No, I was thinking, you know, if you're popular, if that girl is popularity in school, that's who all the guys want. If that guy is popular, it ain't about going there. It's just my girlfriend. It's just you wanna see if you can get a kiss from who girl. I mean, I already kissed her, man. I talk to her every night. I talk to him every night. It ain't about going together no more. People.
Well, in high school, I'm not in high school anymore, but in high school, talking to girls was like a sport. Like, whoever could get the prettiest girl in the school, you won. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a status. It's kind of like a status. I'm just being honest.
Yes, that's good. That's good. We need that.
I never went out my way to get no girls because I kind of attracted women because of the way that I dressed. And I always, I always did my own thing, so I ain't really care about that. They came to me, but
that's because you're cute, Zion.
But yeah, that's all I can tell you.
He all right.
I'm scared to death.
Thank you, Zion.
Yes, man.
My oldest daughter, I'm scared to death. Because I think that I'm not sure she really, at this point, she doesn't understand how important it is to develop her own self-worth. You know, I think she's more concerned about what other people think, which I guess is kind of normal for young kids. But I think I had a little stint of that, but through my high school years, I didn't care what nobody thought. I loved me, and I was too busy trying to make myself the best I could possibly be. So that was my focus in high school. And when I try to convey that to my daughter, I think it goes in one ear and out the other, because I know I have to just plant the seed and just hope that that part grows eventually. But I'm terrified. I don't think she understands what I'm talking about, or don't even care. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that, because at some point, you know, you really can't. There's not too much you can do. They're gonna do and be whoever they are. Right. But I have to let her know that as long as you try to develop who you are, be the best CH, because she's a CH also. You be the best CH you can be, Kayla Harris. You won't have to worry about trying to make friends or get people to like you, or do this so people like you, or try to be the class clown or whatever. I mean, people, if you be the best you can be, people will recognize your greatness, and they will flock to you. You'll have to push them away. Because that's how it's been for CH. I don't know about that.
That's true. That is true.
That's what I try to teach my daughter.
And to piggyback on what Dr. Small said about the love languages, I remember sitting at work at the beginning of the school year, and you getting things done, signing paperwork, going over stuff for the whole entire school year. And our principal had us to do the love languages, which I thought was really interesting. And I had ranked evenly with words of affirmation and quality time, with the acts of service being second, which I thought was really interesting.
That's good. Those are mine too, Mace.
Are they? Yeah.
Those are mine. My top two. They're same. Words of affirmation and, believe it or not, from the person that I'm in a relationship with, words of affirmation and quality time. Those were my top two. I think quality time was first, though, and then words of affirmation.
I rank evenly on both.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If I had to express what I believe, for me, growing up, maybe feeling neglected, I think affirmation and I think physical touch. Because I didn't get a lot of love and hugs. Like my mama didn't. I don't ever remember my mama saying, "Baby, I love you." I don't remember that.
Right.
And I definitely don't remember her hugging me and saying, "How you doing, baby?" You know, none of that mama stuff.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I don't remember. I don't think I ever really got there. I can't remember it. So that must mean it wasn't there. So for me, I think it's important to be hugged and said you're important, or I love you, or to just touch me on the face and smile.
Right.
You know,
Right.
What? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? I think that's important. I mean, and that's me. And then affirmation, because you know, you have to. Even though I love myself dearly, and I portray that, I believe I'm very confident, but you still need to know and hear.
Right.
Like my little baby tells me so much how she calls me handsome. She always touches my face and tells me I'm nice. She always tells. Now she lays it on thick, and I think she's a conspiracy. I think it's a conspiracy so she can, butter me up for what she about to ask me.
It works.
And I'm cool with that. You understand, so that's fine. What you need, baby?
That's funny.
But I just think that is so important, because I think a lot of times I don't think we as men, we get enough affirmation. We need that.
Oh man!
Out of all the love languages out there, we men need the affirmation. And affirmation could come in a form of respect. It can come in just a little less attitude about stuff.
Yes.
that helps.
He trying to talk about sis tonight.
You know what I'm saying? Like, every conversation don't have to have that bullshit in it.
Oh my
That's go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, because just like OB, one thing that I know that my husband, and I can't stand it, I hate it, and he knows that I hate it, is the slapping on the behind. Oh my goodness. Because it's not a love tap like, hey baby, it's a like, wow, it's the burning and the stinging. But he does it every chance.
That's called a tune-up. You keep you tuned up.
Oh my goodness, but it works my nerves. And he knows, he just, when I look at him, I mean, my heart just melts because he just smiles.
That's
but
funny.
He knows that I hate it so much, but he does it. And and the thing that I know that he loves that I do for him is when we sit down, we sit on our love seat together, and I rub the back of his head.
Yes,
and
yes.
He is just, ain't nothing better than this right here. Yeah.
Look, Joseph's gonna have to see this show tonight. He's gonna have to go back and watch it.
So now, with that being said, I think any man, I don't care what it is, any man, if a woman knew how to treat a man, she can have the world. Yeah. My high school coach, which is her high school coach too, he coached me in football, coached her in track. He told me the story one time. I couldn't stand him, first of all. I love him to death now. I couldn't stand him. He was treating me so. But when I moved here, he started to come over my house and stuff. We ride around, and I had a drink with him. He had some Crown.
That sounds like him. That sounds like him.
I said, Coach, I didn't like you in high school, man. I just didn't like you. And he said, well, I said, man, but you all right, But he told me a story when he was in high school. He said his principal was the ugliest man he ever seen before in his life. His principal. He said, but his teacher was the prettiest woman he had ever seen before in his life. He said, and that principal would bring that school teacher an apple or orange every day. He said, and they've been married now for about 60 years.
Wow.
So my question to you all, good people, does beauty have to be what you're looking for, or is it somebody that's always waiting to serve you, and just that guy that tells you every day, passing you, man, I wish you was my girlfriend. Oh, you so beautiful. This and that. And we used to overlook that. Same way with the women. I've had women that, I know she didn't. But then once you done went through a few things in life, had some ups and downs, and the people you thought was gonna be the one, and you go back to that class reunion, and he been at the fire department 29 years, and he still wants you. It makes you start going back to your hometown, saying, "Wow, y'all bro too young, probably know anything what I'm talking about." It makes you wonder that person that's persistent day in and day out. It don't matter about their looks, whatever. Man, they'll win in the end. They'll win in the end. If you ever run across them again, there's women right now, and I'm sure it's men right now. What in the world? What's the name at now?
Why are you looking over here?
Yeah. Wonder what she doing now? Because she all that you thought.
No. Here's the line, Marvin. You are OB. You know the line. I revert back from high school. That's why I call him by his name. Here's the line, girl. I wanted to date you in high school.
I know y'all here.
Girl, I wanted to date you. Really? You go back to a class reunion.
That's right.
And you're like, what?
That's right.
But yeah, that's when I had a husband too.
but Dr.
Like, really?
It's vice versa. Everything you just said, I get it.
Girl.
And man, I talk to somebody right now on the phone that I thought she didn't like me, and she never just not showed that she didn't like me. I just thought she was too much for me. I ain't had nothing, at the time.
Is that the one that used to take you to Wendy's?
No.
That's another one.
This is one of your classmates.
No, let's leave that alone.
She was a pretty girl and still is.
Don't tell me the name. Don't tell me the name.
She told me she had a crush on me all along. I'm like, girl, go on with all that. She said, Marvin, I used to just watch you.
So do you think that's true or not, guys? That, because I've heard it more in my 10th year reunion. I
think it's true.
20 years reunion, same thing. Every time I go to reunion, whether I'm married or not, somebody says, girl, I liked you in high school.
That's right.
It's true? They just didn't. Okay.
It was something about you. They were scared.
I had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I had a boyfriend, so.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They was intimidated. Whether you had a boyfriend, they still wanted you. And I don't think the boyfriend was the issue. They didn't think you would give them time of day. Yeah, because men go for what they want. They don't care nothing about,
Really?
Nah.
Really? I don't know.
Man, men, if they like you, they don't like no other girl. They like you. They go to bed. Man, I wish she was mine. Wake up. Man, I had a dream about her last night.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was because you had a boyfriend. They didn't think you would give them the time of day.
Wow.
They'd had the right clothes,
Wow.
Oh yes, she was.
We'll talk about something else. Marv, OB and I were both athletes in high school. We were both athletes in high school, so yeah.
Yeah, but not only that, you had it on the campus, whether you ran track or not. You carried yourself as a lady,
right,
every day. So it wasn't about all the sports, You just attracted regardless.
No, everybody liked track girls because they had pretty legs. That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Visual.
That's true.
That's what it is.
Let's talk about dating now.
Okay.
How is it? Because I really don't know. I just have friends that I know that are struggling. I have family members I know that are struggling, and even going out on dates. It just seems like dating has changed so much. From when I first, was dating. So it's different now.
Yeah.
It's totally different. Like right now we're using social media.
Right.
I would
going on the going in the what is called the DM.
Yeah. True.
And making a connection.
I know. I know.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
See?
I would not trust with
I wouldn't do that.
young man.
So, but he knows exactly what I'm talking about, though. So we communicating.
It's true.
Through Facebook and social media.
Can I answer?
Please, because I'm not understanding it, but okay.
Angela, I know you're listening, so I'll talk to you when I get home. She wouldn't give me the time of day at first.
Oh, yeah?
She wouldn't let me come over and then we'd talk maybe once a month. We'd talk. And I was really serious, and so I kept trying to get her to go to the movies. She said, well, I'll meet you there. I drive my own car, you drive. I said, I'm not driving away to Dallas by myself. I said, don't call me no more. I hung up. And so about a month later, she called me back. And so my point I'm trying to make is this. I would be talking to her, and I can tell when somebody's doing something else. I hear clicking and clicking. And I just asked her, I said, well, what are you doing? She said, I said, you on the computer? She said, yes. I said, what are you doing? She wouldn't answer. I said, are you on one of them date sites? She said, yeah. Why? She said, yeah. I said, look here, listen, let me explain this to you. What am I calling you for every night? And I said, all right, I'll talk to you later. Oh, she called me about a week or two later. That's when she said, you know what? She had to think about that. Because she hadn't dated in a while. She just on the computer. She said, I had to think about it. Here you is calling me every day and trying to talk and get me to go places, and I'm turning you down, and I'm on here looking on the site. So is that basically what you're saying?
I'm not saying that they don't work, because I know people that have went on them and they found husbands, but just going back to basics, you meet a guy or you meet a girl and y'all, plan a date and go out. I guess just old school.
I just think that
I guess people don't do it anymore.
I just kind of think people aren't as social as they used to be, or if people do go to social events, they don't approach you. A lot of people say that. I have a lot of friends. When you're married, you have a lot of married friends. Yeah. When you're single, you have a lot of single friends. Yeah. And so I have friends who are single, and they say men don't approach them. Beautiful women, and they don't approach.
Yeah, that is true. I remember back in the day going to the club, and guys didn't even ask you to dance anymore.
No. They just look.
So the girls on
well, I haven't been to the club in a long time. Right.
It's a lot has changed.
That's true.
That's
Lady
true.
G,
when the father left the black home, the men dancing stopped. Because that's what you saw in the living room. Mom and Daddy put on the LP, and they got down and they slow dance, and you sit there.
Right.
Men, when you leave, took the daddy out. The men stand on the wall now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Wow.
They don't even know the latest dance, and they don't get out there and make a fool of themselves. You know.
I didn't think about it from that standpoint, but I know, recently, I find myself wanting to dance with my daughters. I'll put on some music.
Right.
My dad, growing up back, and I can remember back when my mom and dad was together, my dad used to always put music on in the house, and he would be dancing around, and I don't remember them dancing, but he would dance. And so now I find myself, there are times I want to put on some music and dance with my girls. I just recently went to the daddy-daughter dance.
Yes, beautiful.
And I'm going to tell you, I know that they'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. And I really don't want to go to those things, but I know it's important to them.
Exactly.
So it makes it worth it for me, because I know one day when I'm laying on my deathbed, they're going to be saying that, Dad, I remember you took me to the daddy-daughter dance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, but that's a good point, though. So, I mean, even saying that, I need to do even more of that, because you're right. I mean, everybody's square now. I'm a video guy. I go to weddings.
Wow.
I'm filming weddings.
You see it, don't you?
And I tell them, I'm walking around with the camera. I'm like, man, y'all sorry. Why y'all not dancing?
Right. And all kinds of
ladies are doing.
Women out there dancing with each other.
And all kinds of women.
Line dances and
I'm
everything.
like, man,
They're standing back.
I get out there and dance with my camera.
Yes.
I mean, guys have gotten sorry as it comes to
So
that.
you see it, don't you? You see it. A lot of women, they don't want to miss out on the fun, so they just all dance together and go do line dancing.
They'll dance
Right.
with each other and have
Right.
a blast, and the guys will be sitting over there with their hand in their pocket looking, talking about who fine and who ain't. But they won't get out there and dance and join in the fun.
But
Exactly.
Mr. C, if you want to change that party all the way up, let their wife dance with somebody.
You right.
Now look at that now.
You right.
But sometimes you have to do that to strike the nerve. So, but I credit that. I take that. I charge the woman with that. Why would you even take your husband to a reception party and you know he's not gonna dance? Tell him I see you at the house.
Hoping and wishing.
And you gonna have a good time. You know what I'm saying? But why take him along? He watching to see who you dancing with. So you scared of that. Now you done got your best friend out there dancing. Now you and your mama out there dancing. You know, that old kind of mess. So women have to be the strong. Let me say this for us. I hope you don't step on my man's toe. We as men are very weak. We are very weak. It takes our mom, our aunties, our older sisters to make us strong in this day and time. There's no more men. Ain't no more uncles coming in and getting the boys, taking them out, go to work with him Saturday morning. Come on, y'all gonna help me cut this grass and cut this wood. Ain't no more of that. So, mama, if they don't take the strength from their mom, they be very weak men.
Right.
Don't know how to cook. Just know how to make a hot dog and put a hot pocket in the oven, in the microwave. But if you say, hey, cook some chicken. If the girl say, why don't you cook some chicken or cook some wings? I don't know how to do that. So,
Right.
I love my uncle to death. I know he's not listening because he probably watches TV. But my grandma babied him till he didn't leave the house till he was 26. And he was a good guy. He worked hard, but he wouldn't leave home for nothing. When he finally left, got married and stuff, and the first deal didn't go good, we all moved in together. We had a house built in Matlock in Mansfield. My grandmother moved down from Pine Bluff. My mama moved. We all were one big happy family. Before my grandmother died, she died at 90, so this is when she was probably about 85. My uncle woke both of us. She's about 82. My uncle woke both me and her up. Y'all come on downstairs. What's going on? It's 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. He cooking breakfast. me and my granddad mama sit there and look. She's sitting just like you sitting. I'm looking at her. She looking at me, and he over the stove. We looking like. She just started crying when he set the plate in front of her with bacon and eggs on. He had never cooked breakfast for in his life.
Wow.
At 45, and I just looked at her cry. I said,
Wow.
So my point is, what if my grandmother went in his life at an early age? He probably never learned how to cook. You know. So women, y'all have to put that pressure that no, we're not doing this. I remember when the women, when I used to date Dr. Simone, Lady G, Cousin Mays, see, you wasn't touching no girlfriend. You know, she said no. When you asked for a kiss, no, not right now. And you made a decision. If I'm gonna hang on in here, I'm gonna go on over here where I can get a kiss. And a lot of times you did both. But my point is, if you wanted her, you gonna you gonna wait till she was ready. And you had to respect. You gave her major respect. She got you to wait. Then you liked it so much you waited. You went on and put a promise ring on her finger. You know
I remember that.
So, but when women lower their standards to the man, that's when you lose. Well, we lose both. Then we lose her and we lose him.
Well, OB, my mother just posted something. She said her husband would go get her someone to dance with because he didn't dance, but he was secure enough to know that she was just here to have fun because she can outdance me any day.
Right.
But he just knew that she liked to dance. And so he would let her dance. He would go find someone to dance with her because she would dance all night long.
All night long?
She still can.
Oh, yeah,
so,
too.
Okay, Mama, thank you. Thank you for joining in, Mama. Okay, it's about time for us to take a break. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and we're going to come back. We're going to continue talking about relationships, and we're going to talk about the community as well, correct? We're going to talk about those topics, so join us in 5. Don't go away. Stay tuned. I know Miss Lotus is going to put something on the groove of us in a minute, but stay tuned. We'll see you back in 5 minutes on The Conversation.
we're back live again after a short little break at the High Vibe with our group, The Conversation with Dr. Simone, Lady G, Mr. C, and Cousin Maze.
Amazing Maze.
I'm going to get into 2 more chokes. And I'm OB. We here going over some great conversations about relationships, and now we're gonna still continue on for a moment about relationships, and we'll move on to our next topic, which will be our community. Anybody would like to add to our relationship?
I actually would like to say something about the relationship. What are y'all thoughts about situationships, casual relationships, and people not marrying? They just shacking or doing things of that nature. Just, what are your thoughts? Is it common or is it something?
Oh, it's very common.
Yeah,
I would say
Very
that.
common.
I go on from the man's perspective. I've never believed in shack. I've never done it. I never did that. Now, I'm going to quantify that. Now, my wife, when she was pregnant, we weren't married at the time. I was building a house, and she had a house, I had a place, and I was building a house. So I think for like maybe the last 3 months before we moved to the house, I told her, hey, you rent yours out. You come over here with me because we going over to the big, because the baby was on the way. We going to the big house. And then, so we did that for 3 months. And then the baby came, then after she felt better, we got married, and we've been together since. But I've never, because I ain't like living with people. Well, first of all, I don't like living with nobody. I ain't want to come home and see somebody else's dishes in the sink. That ain't the way you see it, bro. So, but people do it. I don't really see how they can, just for me, I don't see how people can put up with that. Because there's just too many issues, and then it's too easy to mess your own self up by doing that, because if somebody just changed their mind, you know what, I don't want to do this, and then there you go, you can be in a real bad situation. It's like constantly going through a divorce. I think I never been through a divorce, but it's like constantly going through a divorce, having to hit rock bottom and start over. And I just wouldn't want to I wasn't going to put myself through that. And I don't. People do it. I don't see how they can do it. Just me having my little issues. As far as, I mean, because I tell people do it, they're not really at their best when they're doing that.
Right.
You're not really putting your best foot forward. You're not getting the best place you can live. Y'all getting a place that's really just kind of cheap and affordable for y'all to be there. I don't really see how you could be at your best doing that. That's just my opinion. And maybe I can explain a little more, but I wouldn't do that.
Lady G?
And I've never done that.
Well, shacking. I think my word is commitment. That's the word for me. Is I don't see the commitment in shacking. I don't see where we're trying to grow together. I guess what we just living together, to make ends meet. We just getting by, doing what we gotta do, just like you were saying. But when you just gotta know that that person, you both together are going in the same direction. But it's too often, usually the guy, he gotta leave his mama's house. Might as well come over here and stay with you. You got a place already. Here he come, bringing his one bag. But it's just, oh my goodness, it's just so much more for us. If we do this thing the right way, line up with God so He can bless this mess, because He's not. Right. So if you want to get it right and get things right in order, you got to do it right. So, but it's so many times, and that's why we see each other struggle, because we're not lining up at all. And so, God always has a plan A but he always gotta get us on this beat because we just messing all up over here. Just jacked it all up.
Well, I look at it different ways. You know, from a biblical perspective, I look at it one way. From a perspective of people doing what they want to do, they're grown. That's another way of looking at it. But, okay, you said something that touched a button for me. We're talking about shacking. I think, why buy the milk if you can have the cow for free? But the other part of that is, how is shacking any different from not being married and being engaged in sex? What's the difference? So you're not living right. You're not living with anybody, but you're still engaging in sex. So, you know, so if we're going to talk about biblical principles, let's lay it all on the table.
Right.
How is that any different from you shacking with someone versus I'm going out every week, or whoever's going out every week, and you're still going to lay on your back? So what?
I didn't put the biblical principle in.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, you know, you can look at it.
But I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you can look at it.
Me myself, as a child, having a baby out of wedlock. So that's where I completely understand. When you know better, you do better.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that. But I'm just saying, I mean, there's so much gray. Yeah. And I guess it depends on people. Everybody has a different belief system. I don't dare. I used to be judgmental about almost everything. And over the years, I've learned to just, maybe this is not what someone would believe, but what's going to help Dr. Simone? Okay, how is your relationship with your Lord, your God? And if someone else is doing something, you know, you pray for your brother or whatever, but they do what they do. And they have to be accountable for what they do. I have to be accountable for what I do. So I guess I just look at it like that. And I just learned not to be so judgmental, because if it's shacking on this one, it's premarital sex on this one, it is committing adultery on this one, because everybody can pick and choose. But some people pick and choose something, and they get on the bandwagon and they stay on it, but then they turn around doing things themselves. I mean,
watch out now.
Those ye without sin cast the first stone.
That you think you could do?
No, I never wanted to do it, because just like I just said, why buy the cow, the milk, if you can get the cow for free? To me, it seems like there's a lack of commitment, like you said, and you're allowing someone to just borrow your time. They're not going to commit to you. They may not, but I don't have the time to give someone to guess if they're going to or not. It's just like an easy way out to me. That's how I feel. I know I went way over there, but I think it's an easy way out to me, because a lot of times I think, and then people turn around and get married after they've shacked so long, and then they end up getting divorced. And most times,
that's it there, man.
You know, I couldn't do it personally.
I would say
that's just me.
I have 3 to go to
so
what you're saying.
Good question.
Yeah.
Do we have any callers? Do we have any callers to comment on that?
I agree with what you said about because I don't judge people,
right.
As far as that's concerned, but that's why I just say, as far as I'm concerned, like if people want to do that, hey, that's you know, but you know, and like I said, I don't judge them, because you just never know what people going through, what they're trying to get through, and what the time frame is. Everybody, operate on a whole different level.
Exactly.
And so I'm with you. I definitely don't judge people. I'm not trying to throw Bibles at everybody.
Right.
I'm not trying to preach to them. Everybody know what they do. Everybody know how jacked up they are. You gotta just hope that you can get close enough to Jesus so he can help you do better.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because if not, then everybody gonna be going down this little spiral, going down the drain. We gotta get enough Jesus to try to keep us up, to help us until we can change and do better.
Exactly.
But I don't judge people.
Exactly.
That's not what CH did.
I agree, because it was the question was, would you do it? So I know I got way off on that, but I guess I looked at it from the frame of so many other things. How is that any different? So
my deal with shacking, I look at it no different than you get in a cab and you go on a journey, which you can get out. You can tell that cab driver stop before you get there. You know what I mean? So now my other thing with shacking, I think young people, most likely 9 times out of 10, that woman she's 22, 23, and he's 20. She's probably much going to have her place before the man gets his own place. So he's still at home with his mom. So guess what? You coming over tonight? When you leave there, you coming by tonight? I'm cooking some tacos, whatever. So she not finna get up in the middle of the night and take him home. So he find himself staying. But this is a true story. I know some people right now in their 80s are shacking.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's what it is.
Oh yeah.
She was married to they classmates. She was married to one of his friends. She's 80 and he 80 something. Mr. Willie. Miss what's the name? I don't want to call her name. She got 4 daughters. He basically raised all his daughters because that was his friends' kids. Both of their wives and husbands are dead. Opposite. So Mr. Willie got his house where he lived with his wife, and she got her house where she lived. So what they do is on the weekend she goes stay at Mr. Willie's house. He never stays there because she got grandkids and daughters, all 4 daughters, and they all grown. He raised them. They Uncle Willie used to be Uncle Willie. Now it's Mama boyfriend. Yeah, Mr. Willie. Yeah,
Mr. Willie.
So I've been over there, and if he pulls his truck, normally pulls in. But we were in the yard moving something for her. He pulled up beside. He saw it was too much company. He drove on off.
Wow.
Really smart.
So she said, "We said, Mr. Williams, oh, he'll be back. He'll be back." So my point is, she go out because when the daughters, me and her used to work together. She like, "Mama don't be here on the weekends." She be over Mr. Williams. I said, "What?" And I've been doing this for years. They still doing the same thing. So. Both of them are 80-some years old. So on the weekends, she got clothes over there.
And then there are people, we talk about people struggling, but I know of people who are well over 6 figures, well over. Both people, let's say they're bringing in $500,000 to $500,000 to $400,000 a year, just the two of them. They're not in a situation where they're in dire straits,
Right.
but they choose to shack. They're living in penthouses, they're living in nice homes, they're living out, and they choose to shack. So, and it has nothing to do with finances.
Yes.
So that happens too. But I think it's just an individual person's preference. Mine may not be the same as someone else's. Then you talk about our biblical principles, what we agree, what don't. But I don't care what people do as far as that's concerned. That's their business. But Maze, I couldn't do it. Could you do it?
No, I couldn't. Everybody motives are different. People are looking for different things. Again, like you all was saying, some people move from their parents' house into the house with their mate or whoever they're dating. Some people do it for financial security. Just different reason why people do it without the total commitment of marriage. Now, everybody's outlook on what it is that they want is also different too. Some people believe in a religious system. Some people believe in a spiritual system. Some people don't believe in any of it at all. So it's different from every perspective. But for me, no, I couldn't do it. I know my worth. Number one, I know my worth. And by me knowing my worth, I'm just not going to settle with that. We'll talk about standards and boundaries later, but that's something that you have to look at. But again, some people may want to do it for control reasons. It's so many reasons why people do what they do, casually living in a home.
And I may be off on this, but I think women have more to lose than men. Because when you think about men are the ones who pursue, or they're supposed to be the more dominant in pursuing women. And now these days, a lot of women pursue men and trap men. Okay? If they see a man they want, they go after him. That happens. Okay? But I think that it just depends. But so many people, things aren't like they were when we grew up. I think we just go back to what we are used to from when we were kids or what we saw. So what do y'all think about that? I think how we grew up has some impact on that.
Of course. Well, I have a question for each and every one of y'all. How can you tell me how to drive the rental car? How can you tell me what I do and don't need to do in the hotel room? it's not ours. We have no value here. So when I get to burn rental car, if I burn rubber, why are you telling me don't do that? You messing up the tires. It's not ours.
Yeah.
I'm just going left.
That's good, but that's crazy.
So when you tell me, oh, don't leave the water running on in the hotel room, who cares? It's not. But when you get a house together, then you can say, hey, I pay bills here just like you. Don't smoke in the house. Or I don't want guys in and out the house. Or I don't want every time I come home your mom and them here.
Man.
Mama and them can't be there.
Not every time I come home. Or hey, I don't think the dog needs to get in the bed.
Oh, that's a big one.
But at the hotel, who cares? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you get the rental car, you're not gonna put no towel in the back seat. Just get in the car, dog. Get in the car, because it's not yours. That's where I look at it. There's no value in shacking. Nobody can say anything. We just doing this.
Wow.
Well, yeah, until somebody wakes up and be like, I think I want a little bit more.
True that.
That's going to happen.
True that.
Ain't no getting away. So that's when somebody finna hit rock.
Yeah.
Wait. Not necessarily.
We're not going to do this.
Not rock bottom financially. Not really. Think about Oprah Winfrey. Think about Oprah and Stedman.
That's like you said, Oprah or
Stedman. I mean, a lot of people. There's a lot of people. Yeah.
Hey, look. Yeah, man.
But
go ahead.
but you think about a lot of younger folks that do it that hadn't really established.
Right.
That's usually where that comes from.
And I think that's why a lot of people are together for financial reasons. They don't want to be together, but they have to be because if they don't, they can't make it on their own.
Wow.
So I think that happens too. It's like survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
So.
Ovi said something that now, most of my life I've been a technician for either a phone company, cable company, or somebody's company. And so in most of my adult life, I've always had the ability to go to people's homes, and get behind the wall and see what's going on. Go into a house, you go in a closet, you already know whether there's a man here or not. Big old nice house, ain't no man living here. In my travels, over 20 years of being a technician, I have never seen, just me, working all around this metroplex, I have never seen a man with his own house.
Really?
I'm just saying, in my walk. Every time if I go to a standalone home, 9 times out of 10, either there's a married couple there or a single woman.
Really?
I've never gone into a home where the man was there on his own. Now, and so from my perspective, I know it's rough for you ladies because y'all go get it. Y'all gonna go get your own home. Yeah. You gonna have your own. You gonna career yourself up. You gonna degree yourself up. Most of the time, if I ran across a dude, whether they were my age or a little young, they always had a roommate, even in apartments. Crazy.
True that.
I don't get it. Yeah. They'll have an apartment, and now they might have a Charger, have a nice car with some rims on it, but they ain't gonna have their own place. And I don't get it because I think that's ridiculous.
Wow.
But I have never ran across a dude that had his own house. I ran across a couple might have their own apartment, but that's different. Right.
Right.
And so I can see how some of the ladies out here, their choices are so terrible. And we talking about, and I'm talking about some years back. Like now, I don't really go into houses as much as I used to.
Right.
But I'm talking about like back when I was like in my 20s and 30s, and I'm talking about I've worked all over this metroplex.
Wow.
And I think it's like a dinosaur. Yeah. So I can see how sometimes, ladies, they'll date somebody, they have their house, they decide to get married, the man is moving in with a woman, which, I don't really know how they can do that either. I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, look, you can either rent that house out or sell it, but I'm going to get us another house to live in. Because, that's just how my daddy taught me. He said, don't you get a house for both of y'all, because the woman will kick you out of that job. That's the real because I ain't got time to be kicked out.
Like you got to go. You got to go.
Bro, CH, let me go back to what you said earlier about you went to your dance with your daughters.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing, and you dance with them, and then one day they gonna bring a guy home, and they gonna ask you, they gonna tell that guy, I want you to meet my daddy. Ain't nobody doing that no more. So when you don't have nobody to bring that man home to, you settle.
Well, that's true, but they gotta find a man to bring that dude to somewhere. Somebody that has an interest in that young lady. They need to find a man to put this man in front of, because the logic in most men, if a man knows another man cares about you, they tend to treat you better.
Totally.
Yeah. That's true.
They will.
Man.
Not saying they're gonna be the best, but they will.
That's true.
Because in the back of their mind, they gonna always think about,
Come on now.
am I gonna have to answer to that dude at some point?
That's right.
And the gentlemen, they need to understand that.
Yeah.
They need to understand that. Hey, all right now, I ain't in y'all relationship, but look, we ain't
Right.
doing no abuse and no treating bad. We
Yeah.
ain't doing that.
And there is a different feeling with that. I think about a time when I was going through my divorce. I'll never forget, my father ended up passing away, so I had to go home, plan his funeral. And I cried all the way from here to almost Arkansas to Hot Springs line. And I just remember in the car thinking to myself, oh, man, I'm going through this divorce. My daddy just died. Who's going to take care of me now? Who's going to take care of me now? And God said, I'm going to take care of you. But it was a hard thing for me knowing that here I'm going through a divorce and my daddy's gone. So that has a lot of symbolism for women too, especially when you have those relationships. Now, I have a stepfather, but it was the time when my daddy was gone, and I just couldn't even think about, I knew my stepfather would, but it didn't come to me that quickly. But I was just thinking, I could just only think, who's going to take care of me now? Because for us, women, I talked about this once before, we want to be covered. We want to be protected. And when you don't have that, it's a very hard thing. So I'm glad you said that, because I thought about that, because we need that as women, as little girls. Little girls need their fathers. They talk about boys need their dads. Little girls need them just as much, if not more, so that they can be in positive relationship with the right type of a man. Because you're right about that in situations like in my book. It talked about domestic violence and things that happened, because I was, a survivor. But I never let my father know what happened, because I knew that my dad, if he'd known, my dad would have been behind some bars for me. Does that make sense?
What's the book?
The name of the book is Beneath the Scar, Rise to Healing.
Oh, okay.
It's about
How can we
domestic
get
violence.
it?
Oh, you can go to Barnes & Noble. You can go to Amazon. It's sold all around the world.
Okay.
UK, United Kingdom, Europe, Africa, Germany.
Okay.
Just go
So
to...
you were saying that...
and my name is Dr. Simone Brown on the book, too.
Thank you,
Lois.
Dr.
Thank
Simone
you.
Brown. And we definitely look forward to reading that book.
And Beneath
the conversation.
And Beneath the Scar, Rise to Healing is not just about domestic violence. It is about self-awareness, because the young lady in the story, she had to find out who she was. Just like I had to find out who I was. And so those are the types of things that we as women, we have to do. But it makes a difference when we have men in our lives. And it makes a difference when young men have men. Because I maybe people say that I'm old school, but I think the foundation of so many things come from the head, which is the man. I believe that. Some people don't believe that, but I believe that.
And I think that's why so many women get hurt so bad. Is because they have that fear of getting married, knowing that they really submitting everything, and I don't really, my brother, he in jail, and my uncle, them trying, so I really don't have nobody. So I'm going to him, and I'm moving in. I don't really have nobody. So when they give it all, and then when that rascal ain't right, it hurts that woman real bad when he talk to her crazy. 6 months later he call out her name and start just, and even if you don't do that, it ain't got to be the name, the bad words. It could be just how he deliver his anger. You always doing this. You don't never listen to nobody. You just gonna do what you want to do. Man, you crazy as I don't know what. That right there make her already just on pause. What's next? Maybe I won't say what I said this time. She started living on the edge to where she's in fear now. Because the way he said that and tore his face up and threw a wrench across, now you sleeping on this way on the edge of the cover now, you know.
Say that again, OB, because I remember it just within the last 2 years, I went out, dated a couple of people. You know, this is after I came out of a relationship. I dated a couple of people and just going on a date. One was doing something for me, and he said something kind of harsh, the way he was like telling me to get something. I'm like, what? You're like, you talking to me like this? And I said, this is not my last time going out with you. And another, it was a phone conversation. And they abruptly hung up the phone in my face. I said, oh, through.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to do this to me and I'm just having a conversation with you, what would you do if I was your girlfriend, if I was your woman, if I was somebody that got engaged to you? And that's all it took was one time. And now they're wondering why I haven't called back. If they're listening, you know why. You know why? You know why? Because no, I'm not going to let anybody treat me like that. You don't hang up on my face and I say, I'm confused. I say, I'm confused, and then you just like nothing happens, and then you call me 3 weeks later. No, buddy. No. No.
I actually had an experience while dating, and character is everything. Character is everything. And when I dated this person, you know, everything is all nice and charming at the beginning because that's the way it is.
Yes.
May not be the true representative at that time. And time went on, and learned that the person had some abuse and neglect as a child. And so it was never healed. So it just kind of stemmed throughout his 20 years of marriage and then after that. But what I did notice one time that we were at my place, and I think we were leaving or something, and I had questioned because I'm always, you know, being very inquisitive, because if you say something and I don't see the action, I'm going to follow up with some other questions because that's what I do. And the person kind of got upset, threw the phone down, punched the couch. I said, that's it. I'm done. I'm not, no, because that could have been my face. That could have been any part of my body. At that point, I said no. And that's when I took a journey of just not date for a very long time, at least a little over a year.
Exactly. Before
going back into dating, because I'm like, I was okay, but that person needed to be healed from everything he had went through, anger and bitterness, and you know, the name and blame game, and just all kinds of stuff, and I taking responsibility and just all kinds of stuff. And I said, this is not who I want to be with. This is not who I want to mix my DNA with. And this person needs to be dismissed, and you're bringing me negative energy.
But those are signs, Maze. You know, and we as women, I can't speak for men. You guys can say things that you see in women that you know that you can't do that are non-negotiable. But for women, when you start seeing these things, if you've been in situations, you've been in certain relationships that you know what it manifested after that, you don't want to go through that again. You do not want to go through it again. So just like you said, Maze, when they punched us off, it's like, bye.
Oh, yeah. That was a dismissal.
That's a dismissal. It's a non-negotiable. You know, so you have to choose what's negotiable for you, what you can handle. But anytime there's something that it looks like abuse could be on the brink, I just tell people, get out now, run fast, go, don't turn back. Don't be like Lot's wife, turn around and turn to a pillar of salt.
But what was really interesting, because the mom liked me so much and wanted us to be together, she'll say something like, well, baby, I know he upset, but he not going to hit you. He never hit you. He's just expressing his anger. You can express your anger some other kind of way. Go exercise, go take a walk. There's so many other positive ways of expressing yourself or to get over things. And I'm just like, I don't know who you talking to, but it is not me, and I'm not doing this.
I tell you what, we have Epic here, Chris, before you say something. Epic says, hello, Epic. Dismiss that person. Negative energy is easy to dismiss. Whoa. All right, brother. Okay, Chris, you had something to say about that?
Yeah, because all that was bait. He was just throwing it out there to see if you was going to accept it.
I checked it every time.
And that's what you should do. Because, you know, we all, I mean, there's some jacked up folks out here.
Yes.
You know, especially the older you get, you done been through a whole lot more.
Yeah.
So you have have folks, especially when they get to punching on stuff.
Yes.
Eventually, that stuff will transfer over to you.
Yeah.
And
well, they done broke all the other stuff.
Right.
Yeah, eventually it's like, I'm tired of breaking my window. Let me go on and bust you up a little bit. But you definitely got to make sure that you don't accept that stuff.
Right.
Non-negotiables are you got to be true to yourself.
Exactly.
Because if you're not, then you set yourself up for some extreme consequences for just accepting.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because even when I'm just getting to know you, even though I've known you for some time, for years, but we're reacclimating, getting to know each other, and I'm having a basic conversation, and ask you a basic question, and all of a sudden you flare up and hang up. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, what? There's something going on I didn't know about. That's some anger issues, and it wasn't even an argument. I'm thinking, oh no. Or you talk to me crazy.
Yeah.
One time, and some people say, "Oh, you didn't give a personal chance." No, because when you see it, it's almost like you can see the look in someone's eyes, and once you see that,
that's it.
Me, I'll just take my chances.
I think we're just at that age now. We just been through
Your tolerance is low.
Grown people tantrum. What is that?
The rest of this life we got.
Tell me about it.
Don't have time for all that shenanigans.
What you get caught up with is the next day he call you and apologize and say, "Baby, I had 2 minutes. I had 1 too many to drink." And we accept that. I see a lot of women accept it. Baby, let me make it up to you, and we give them another chance. And boy, next thing you know, boy, look at here.
Okay, Ike.
Let me switch gears for a moment, and we're going to try to get to our next topic. I hope we got time, but I'm going to try to. I want to just slide this in. This is just this happened to me personally. I want to talk about jealousy in the relationship real quick. I met this young lady, beautiful young lady. Met her, and I messed around and carried her to a very family-oriented best friend's house party. All the big wigs there, all the barbers, stylists, everybody's there. She had been honored to go to this party because I don't take people to places like that. But she's a pretty girl. This before I got married years ago, 15 years ago. Took her to the party. She came late. I told her to drop me off because I had some food. We were all, the real good friends were bringing liquor, this, and I said, just drop me off. You go back and take my car and go back and get dressed. She came back. It was some women there that I was real close to. I hadn't seen them in a while. And we sitting on the bench. I got one on this side, one on this side. She comes in. I don't even know she there. Do you know she walked up and asked the lady, excuse me, could I have that seat? And I looked like this. Now, this is one of my best friends, my dog. Female lady. Man, she said, excuse me, can I have this seat, please? You sitting beside my man.
Wow.
My girl looked at me and I looked back. I said, let me get on up. Let me get on up. She wasn't budging. She wasn't finna take no for an answer. I said, come on, let me talk to you for a minute outside. I just met you 5-6 days ago. We ain't kissed, we ain't did nothing.
Wow.
I said, babe, what's going on? Well, I mean, why was she all sitting up on you like that?
I can't do that.
I said, we've been friends 20 years. She said, so, but I'm your friend now.
Wow. Woo.
I said, no, baby, it ain't that kind of party. I said, that's family right there. She said, she was up on the YouTube clothes, hitting on your leg and stuff. I watched her from afar. I said, come on, let's go outside.
Wow.
We in Arlington on the lake, in the big house on the hill. I said, man, wait a minute. I said, I think you misunderstanding. That's no different than my sister. So if my sister was sitting there laughing, having hit me on the leg, you gonna ask her to move? Yes.
Wow.
I said, we need to leave. We need to leave. I didn't tell nobody I was going. I said, you got the keys? I said, let's go. Why are you leaving?
Wow.
There must be something more than that. I said, no, I don't have to sit here and explain that to you. So I took her home. She was so hot. She was looking good. She was so hot, she slammed my door. I just bought a brand new Chrysler 300. When I tell you, it was like she got some running start. And just, boom. So you take it home. I rolled my window down. I said, tell you what, lose my number. And I saw her probably 10, 12 years later.
Wow.
And look here, I was so scared of her, I didn't know what to do. I'm serious because I was like, I ran into her in a store, you know, on Lancaster. Pretty, still pretty, and I see she's like, "Hey, Marvin," like ain't nothing happening. Hey, how you doing? So what you up to now? I said, man, nothing much. Just trying to make it to the house. So my point is, how do you handle that jealousy in the relationship? Real quick.
Well, I know Charlotte Harris. That's your sister.
Yeah.
She just said, I think she was talking about women, and we're going to go back to what you said, Ob. I think when women get a certain age, the writing is on the wall a lot faster. Tolerance for foolishness is none. Thank you. We must be related, Charlotte. Nope. She says. Then she, Lady G, we're saying, and you don't take the foolishness. And we go back to your question in epics. Don't do it. Let's go. Let's go back to it. Say that again, Ob. Your question that you asked for us.
How do you deal with the jealousy in a relationship? You know,
That's how people get locked up.
man. I mean, you meet a guy and you find out, you take him to a party or whatever, or you make it a woman, you know, and you find out that you done talked to one too many guys, that he got an attitude or she got an attitude. How do you handle that situation, you know? Because we grown. I knew people before I knew you. You knew people before I met you. But I got friends right now go through this same thing. They can't even go nowhere. Don't even go to homecoming no more because too many people come up and hug them and kiss. They say, "Mara, they've been homecoming 20 years." That nigga so jealous.
Wow.
They tell you not to take your spouse to homecoming or reunions.
That's right.
They really tell you,
Not if you fine, bro.
especially homecoming.
Everybody.
Don't take your spouse to
And
homecoming.
men gonna hug you like we've been hugging you in high school. We're going, "Hey, how you doing, Doc?"
Right.
Marvin. Hey.
right.
You know, we're not gonna sugarcoat that like that. Now, come here, girl. Why you about to saw your mama upstairs?
I know exactly.
Hey, so that's when I want that about that jealousy. And she been with this guy for 20 years and can't go to homecoming.
Wow.
You know, she too many guys kissing on you down there.
Let's
She's
see.
like, "Come go with me." I don't want to go down there. They ain't gonna do that in my face. I'll be in here. So she don't come.
Wow.
I had an experience. It wasn't last year, but the year before, and I was in my season. I believe I was like area director for Toastmasters, so I had a lot of things going on, being over 5 clubs, doing contests, building teams, and getting everything together. And the same guy had just talked about, I would tell y'all, fam, you talking about jealous? I was at a contest one time, and I was sitting doing registration, and I got a phone call, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, y'all, I don't know what it was, but the negative spirit, he wanted to argue, fight. Well, I was at a registration, you know, I'm busy." And I'm like, "I'm not talking to you." And I hung up, and boy, you were talking about a whole paragraph, 3 pages of text.
Woo!
What is your problem? I was like, this is not it. Like, I was on the go of just doing all kinds of great things.
He said, "What is your problem?"
Working on my book and just doing all kinds of stuff. And he was just, he just had this negative anger spirit. He was in his face. I said, I gotta get away from this. I would have thought, like,
That's the way to go to jail.
yeah, I was like, what is wrong with this person? Yeah.
Okay, while you're talking about, I know we have a few minutes before we end the show, so let's talk about, we do a lot of things in the community, and we're going to probably have to spill over next week and talk about the community piece. But Maze, give a little rundown of the things that you do, and Lady G, and we got Big Ball over there. Big Ball of OB over there, and then we're gonna let Chris, and I'll say a couple of things. We're gonna let Chris CH, I've just learned, talk about a little bit of what you do, and if we all can take about a minute, just give a rundown, because I know in the community we do a lot in the community. As collectively, I know we all do a whole lot. So I think our viewers need to hear about some of the things that we're working on.
Okay, and just to give you a little bit about what I do, besides working in special education for many years, I'm also a strategic empowerment and transformation speaker. That's what I'm doing now. I also do health and wellness. I'm part of Toastmasters, so I do a lot of public speaking or help, with communication, team building, leadership, and etc. And I do facilitating, which basically I teach courses, public relation courses with Toastmasters. And you guys kind of know what public relation does. It does the social media, it does the flyers, it does the website, and just different things of that nature, just advertising and marketing piece.
Excellent. So if you need some help with assistance with advertising, marketing, honing in on your speaking skills. Also, I think I missed something else.
Speaker. I'm
right.
Speaker, so if you need a speaker, you can definitely contact me.
Right.
I have a website, lashondamaze.com.
Can I add advocacy for students with needs as well? Do you do any of that?
I'm getting into it. Okay. I did see a certification, but if anybody needs help with that, I can definitely answer some questions and kind of help out there.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, Lady G.
Hey, guys. Well, everyone knows that I am a personal health coach, and I really help people, not just here in the community, actually all over the world. I have clients as far as Afghanistan, Kuwait, Iraq. And I actually help them. We have a weight loss plan that we use meal replacements to help them achieve their weight loss goals. But it's not so much about losing weight. It's really about getting healthy. True that. We've gotten so far from taking care of our temples. We've gotten so far from that, and I actually help people to get things right. For people that are struggling with diabetes, high blood pressure, all of that, we're able to help people. If you can reverse their diabetes, we can do that. We can help them come off of a lot of medications that they're on just by eating correctly. Right. And that's my main focus, is just to help America get healthy. And you can reach me at eternaltransformation2016@gmail.com. Again, that's eternaltransformation2016@gmail.com. And I would love to be your personal health coach and just get you healthy.
Very good. I know that you and Maze, you do a lot with the benefits of being healthy and helping people. I have someone for you that I need to make sure I get them to you as well. OB, I'll go first. Since the ladies first, I'll go first, and I'm going to let you talk about yours, and then we're going to end with Mr. CH over there. I am Dr. Simone, and I have been an educator for years in administration. I work as an adjunct professor at the University of North Texas System, working with graduate students. So if you ever need help with dissertation support, I'm the one that you need to call. If I'm an author, I'm a speaker, and also have a small publishing company called Simone Publishing, SAMONE Publishing.com. Again, SimonePublishing.com. You can reach me there, and you can have my business number, 214-273-4100. But one of the other things, is a passion and purpose. I just want to have other people know that there is a book inside of every one of us, and that has really been just, oh my gosh, God has just been leading me that direction. I have a client. He's about to have his book to come out in April, P.K. Williams. He was one of the clients from Carter High School, one of the young men in 1988 that found himself in a situation where he went to prison. Instead of going to the university, he went to the prison system, and now, years later, he's told his story. It was sponsored on ESPN 3030, and so we're really excited about his book coming out and the endorsements that we've gotten on that and getting him published and some other clients. It's going to be hot and popping, guys, by midsummer with Simone Publishing. So if there's anyone out there who would like to have a book come out of you, I even have someone who can be a ghostwriter for you. So give me a call, 214-273-4100. And OB, my man, OB. Look. Okay, OB, let's just talk. It's going to take 30 minutes, y'all. We only have 3 minutes. OB.
I consider myself as a community minister. I try to encourage any young man or young lady that I see that low self-esteem, working jobs, and I try to ease up to them and just basically ask them, have you heard about barber school, man? Have you heard about barber school, man? Man, maybe you thought about doing this, thought about doing that. My name is... But other than that, I am a author of 3 books, From Barber to Baller to Broke to Back Again, is one. The other book is called Life Without a Father. The third book is called No More Excuses. It's a very powerful little book And right now, I'm on the verge of getting 3 film financed.
Yes.
Nice.
So that's why y'all been missing me. I've
Yes.
been in Houston and all that good stuff. And I got to go back to Houston next week. So pray for me. But I have 3 film that I'm trying to, I got people interested in. And hopefully everything goes great.
Excellent. Excellent. Very good. OB. Okay, Mr. CH.
All right, I want to thank y'all first of all for just allowing me to come and do the show with you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. I feel like I'm in my raw element. This and sometimes I'm thankful just for friends like Epic to push me toward some of the things that he knows that's in there that I just be taking for granted, because we do that sometimes. He's I'll do that later. Now he's like, nah, man. He's done that to me several times. First of all, I go by the name CH. My name is Christopher Harris.
You do have a last name, okay.
I'm telling you, I can just make a Christmas list of things that I do. But most importantly, I've decided that it's time for me to get paid for being just who I am. So with that being said, I too, just like Mr. OB, I am a film major. I went to film school, art institute of Dallas. So I consider myself a Jedi Knight floating around town that have projects they want to get done, that they don't have to go broke getting them done. It's more, I try to help people, but people have to take advantage.
Right.
That's all right. Lord gonna give me one.
Exactly.
And so, but with that, I'm a filmmaker. So if you need me, you can always reach me at Parksideworks. Parksideworks@yahoo.com, or you can reach me at 214-723-1911. First and foremost, that's what I do. Second of all, I am a stand-up comedian also.
Oh,
nice.
Nice. I do, a lot of times I'll produce my own show. And what I mean by that is I'll make my own improv. I won't go to the improv.
All right.
I'll rent a place or go to a restaurant. And I will have my own improv.
Nice.
Okay, we'll do
I
that.
will do my own improv. So last year I started doing it. I started doing it about a year or so ago. Mr. Miles made me do my first one. We went to a camp. And he told them, y'all not going to enjoy this show if y'all don't get Mr. Harris up here.
Gotcha.
And then he just told them, I don't care what he say, put him up there. And that was my coming out party for me doing the stand-up that I've always said I was going to do. So, but I'm a clean comic. I don't cuss. I don't cuss at the audience. I'll talk about your mama, though, if you're but anything, if you're looking for a speaker, and I'm going to get with this Toastmaster thing, because I've been trying to do that for you. But if you ever need a clean comedian, come to your church, your job. I don't care, even if you got a cubicle, or what do you call it, a kiosk.
Right, a kiosk.
You want me to stand next to you and tell some jokes while you're trying to sell your I do that too. You can always reach me 214-723-1911. Parksideworks@yahoo.com.
Also, before we conclude, we have Lady Lotus, Queen Lotus, Nubian Queen of HighVibe Media. Lotus. Do you want to add? You know you're doing everything, Lotus. Come on now, entrepreneur, shepreneur.
Well, Lady G has some announcements for us.
I have some notes for Lotus J, and we thank you guys for always tuning in with us here on Monday nights from 6 to 8 with the conversation.
Yes.
On Tuesday night, she has from 8 to 10 p.m. the Black of the Berry. Wednesday night, she has from 8:30 The Situation, and it's a live show at the Brick House there in Arlington. Saturday, February 17th, come and celebrate our 6-year anniversary with us at Brick House Lounge in Arlington, Texas. Call 817-460-9993. Again, that number is 817-460-9993 for reservations and information. On Saturday, April 7th, it's our time. There's going to be a luncheon from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Vendor and sponsorship opportunities are available. Go to eventbrite.com for more information. Again, that's eventbrite.com. Type in "It's Our Time." And if you're interested in hosting your own show or advertising with HighVibe Media Group, please contact us at 972-882-6146. Again, that number is 972-882-6146.
I think CH, the comedian, won a show. What y'all think?
Yes.
I ain't got a joke all
Right, tell him he got to show us what he can do.
I got a situation.
Situation before we go off the air. Just
All right,
one
all right.
situation.
All right, let me just ask y'all this. Now, do you have y'all ever heard about the classified ads in the Bible?
What?
You ain't know, you know there's classified ads in the Bible? No? Y'all don't know what that is? It's called Job.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, in fact, we call it job. Because that's what I thought it was when I first started. So you think about it. You think about all the jobs you had back in the Jesus days. Like, how did you get that job where you gonna hang Jesus on the cross? You know what I'm saying? Did you interview for that? What'd you tell them? You say, well, sir, do you have any references that you can show us about your beating potential? You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
What about dipping people in the lake? You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
You know, you can't dip people in the lakes around here. We got the Trinity.
In trouble.
You know, that's
nice.
Thank you, CH.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay,
That's
all
nice.
right, that's it. OB, thank you, CH. OB?
I can't wait for the big show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a couple of them last year. I got to get it going back this year. I
That's
lost my
alright.
mom last year.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Our
yeah.
condolences. Yes.
So I'm still really kind of recover from that.
No doubt. Man, thank you for coming.
Hey,
We'd love to have you back again. That's awesome. That continues our show for tonight at the High Vibe, the Conversation 5. We've listened one of our pips. But hey, we got a good stand-in, Mr. CH, and he filled in great. Bro Epic, he did a wonderful job. So Dr. Simone, Lady G, Cousin Maze, what is it again?
CH.
Amazing.
Amazing Maze.
And she is amazing.
Amazing Maze.
Amazing. I'm going to have it written on my little Amazing Maze. Got it. Thank you, I'm OB. Thank you for tuning in again, and thank you, HighVibe, for having us. Hope everybody have a great night. Hope we gave you some good inspiration on some things tonight, and we will continue with the community next Monday from 6 to 8. Is anybody?
That's it. On the conversation.
The conversation.
The conversation.
It's the conversation.
The conversation.
As in two conversations.
Awesome.
Good job, guys.
And we are up.